On the show today, it's time for the Open, but who's going to win it?
Oh, it's such a good question, Tom. Also, I visited a hidden gem in North Wales, which is, I'm going to say it, the most scenic golf course I've ever played.
Welcome along. I make that Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, which means it is, of course, one of the biggest days in the golfing calendar. That's right. It's the second episode of the week of Golf is Ruining My Life in mid-July. Hello.
I frankly don't mind that sort of gear actually starting the show.
It's good stuff, isn't it? It's good stuff. I've been thinking of that one for
switcheroo.
about an hour and a half. I've been working that one out. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for coming. It's Golf is Ruining My Life. Hi.
God, he's been back in the writer's room, just sort of grinding that one out all day. Can I say, Tom, I've had the sort of day that I often put off. And when I actually achieve the day that I've had today, I'm really happy. I've had a really Golf is Ruining My Life admin day. And I've done it all sitting in front of the sofa watching Live at the Range on Sky Sports.
Can we do a huge shout out, a huge hello to all the guys at Sky Sports? And not just because we'd love a job there. Of course we would. Why do you think we're doing all this nonsense? But it's Live at the Range. I played with my mate John this morning, and he was talking about this, saying what a brilliant product it is that they've done. They've taken because I love listening to golf on the radio, especially on BBC Radio 5 Live. That is incredible. The team is amazing. But
we'd love a job there as well. We'd love a job there. Let me say Talk Sport while I'm here.
I love the local council. I'd love a job there. Bin man, whatever it takes, please. Yeah. But they've taken the essence of radio golf and they've put it on telly. It's free associating. It doesn't try too hard. It's personality led. It's well informed. It's light. It's funny. I think golf has had a problem on telly of always feeling like it's some humorless 65-year-old man who's watching it. And I think watching this stuff with Henny, especially Henny, is an incredibly good broadcaster.
Henny, we love Henny.
It's great. They're all good. It's been brilliant. I've loved it.
Yeah, I'm going to say something, and I'm instantly going to caveat it with the reason I know they don't do it. I would like to see this sort of coverage, this Live at the Range business, at more golf events. I want to see it at the BMW. I want to see it. I want to see it at the other majors.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see why are we doing this at Augusta? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this at the Ryder Cup this year? And I'll instantly caveat with it. Because there's not enough budget. And it's easy when it's sort of around where Sky's based in the UK, because you can fly people out for a bit cheaper and the technology stuff is a bit cheaper. But I often when I'm watching, I'm like, I want more of this.
But it's amazing.
Watching this, no?
It's amazing. Maybe there's a parallel with Formula One, which is not something I know nothing about. But
here we go.
Strap in, lads. There is something about the world of Formula One, the nerdery, the facts, the chat, the atmosphere, the tangential conversations. People love it, and it's the same with golf. Look at what we do here. The actual event itself is obviously amazing, and that's what we're all here for. But the lead up and the chat is very nearly just as good. Just like going to watch a practice day. It's the purity of the game. I just want to see the game and hear people talking about the game. The actual tournament, the cutthroat business of winning the tournament. Of course, that's good, but it's only just a bit better.
Yeah, I often say this. I often think Christmas Eve is better than Christmas Day.
Yes.
This is the best bit of the majors. Yes. It's the razzle-dazzle. It's all this sort of stuff. And I often think, are we, me and you here, and yes, Tom, and the handful of lovely girlmas, are we the weird ones? Are we too obsessed with this? And I played a lovely golf course called Ashridge yesterday in Hertfordshire with a guy called Aidan, who I didn't know, but he was a friend of a friend. And I sort of messaged my friend, do you know anyone who's on Ashridge? Aidan is his neighbour. He'll come and play with you. And within 2 holes, I realised lovely Aidan is as obsessed with the golf geekery as I am. And we're all just as mad as each other. He was quoting different types of clubs I didn't know much about. And I was like, mate, I do this as part of my living. And you're more obsessed with this than I am. Like, his knowledge was amazing. Side point, Ashridge, unbelievable golfer.
Yeah, tell me about Ashridge.
Lovely, really, really nice, really special. Sort of, I would say, Woburn-esque in the tree-lined nature of it. It was a really lovely round. There was a starter. That's always nice, isn't it? When there's a starter there. I mean, I'm
a more main course kind of guy, but sure, why not? It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. It's very.
You're won't better get better in the stuff. Evenings. We're doing this in the evening. You're better in the evenings.
Yeah, I think I am because I've just lost all hope by this stage of the day.
It's gone.
I know life's awful.
So played Ashridge, and it was really lovely and really special. And thank you, Aidan, for getting me on. And yeah, it was just amazing. But he plays off 8, casually went round in a 1-over, didn't make a big fuss of it.
Wow.
And it was funny. There's so much to get on today's podcast, but it was weird to play a round of golf on a course that I've never played before, off the back of my boys' golf weekend. So the swing was swinging. I felt good. And we were chatting so casually. And yes, okay, it was a casual round. We gave each other gimmies and whatever. I shot like a 14 over, which I'm actually really happy with. But it was so nice to play a round of golf where I just took each shot as the challenge it presented me. I attacked a hole 200 yards in, and I just thought I'd hit a lovely drive, hit a lovely 5-iron, was just off the green. Chipped and putted, and Amy was like, "Oh, well done on the birdie." And enjoy me. It was my head was just clear of all this like chasing. I just hit the ball a bit and just went on a really good par run and got a few birdies, and it was brilliant.
You're in my 3-club challenge zone. That's exactly what I was talking about when I did the 3-club challenge at Muswell Hill a couple of months ago, and it just put me in exactly as you described. Take each shot as it comes, get told your score, and go, "Huh. All right, I didn't know about that." It's a really, really sweet spot to find yourself in. So let's do the lads golfing weekend, shall we? First of all, North Wales has it, or West Wales has it survived? What state did you leave it in?
Oh, we got very lucky, Tom. We got very, very lucky. I spent the whole weekend walking around North Wales going, this happens but once a year, because it was 30-something degrees. And we played Portmaddock Golf Club. There's a couple of people I need to shout out. I think it was Aaron. I really hope it was Aaron, the chef, who's a massive fan of this show.
Oh, right.
Who watches it on YouTube every single time. Hello, Aaron. Hello to the lads who were in there as I finished 9, who one of them got a hole in one on their lads weekend, who, again, big fans of the show. So lovely to meet them. Portmaddock was really great, especially the back 9. It goes from Parkland, really nice Parkland, into amazing links.
Oh, I love it when a course does that.
On the turn. Bang on the turn.
I think it's Brora or Golspie. One of those two in Scotland does that, where it's like, oh, I'm playing a Parkland course. No, I'm not. I'm playing a links course. How? This is a magic trick.
Yeah, and what I did learn from that experience is, God, I'm better on Parkland. Oh my God, give me
because the trees,
because tree lined. Just give me tree lined. I need to know where I'm going, for Christ's sake. Standing on tees. It's so unforgiving, links golf. You stand on tees, especially if you've only got one shot at it. You've got 118 to enjoy this course. Yeah. And you're like, okay, is it over there-ish? Okay, there's a post there, so I'm going to presume it was over there. So we had a really nice one at Portmaddock, and then we went to Neffin, and it was amazing.
Is it nice? So was it better than Morocco? Here we are at the business end of an in-joke that has rumbled across our social media. It's rumbled through the podcast for months and months and months. Is it Morocco or is it Nevin?
Hello to the lads as well at the halfway place in Portmaddock who went, this was the Morocco trip, wasn't it? This was the Morocco. Yes, it was, lads. It was. Is it Morocco or is it Nevin? It's Morocco, I think, because when you do a UK break, there's still that niggly thing of, right, okay, we got to drive to the golf course now, and everyone's staying in these hotels, and it's a small little village, and everything closes at 10 p.m, so you've got to get into the pub quick and have dinner. Whereas I think in Morocco, we all would have been in this big, mega complex hotel, and there would have been a little less admin. So I still think, is it Morocco? It should have been, but goodness me, if there is a golf club to tick off your list, get Neffin right on the top of that list.
Wow.
I did a bit of deep diving on it in the weeks leading up to it. Rich Shields has done a video there. It's really special. And when you go, so you book in to play the 18, and as part of that package, they will give you something called the Peninsula course, the 9 on the Peninsula, which we did in the morning. And big call, it's the most scenic golf course I've ever played.
Whoa! Better than Trent Park?
Better than... What's Trent Park?
Oh, I've never played Trent Park in North London.
No.
Oh, it's a wonderful muni. It's a very special muni.
More important than that, Tom, potentially, and dare I...
No, don't compare it to Renaissance. Don't even go near Dornoch.
It was more scenic than Renaissance.
No.
Yeah, this is mad. And this is not... There's not champagne that has gone to my head because of I've just come off the course. There's none of that. It was. Do you know there's that hole on Renaissance, the bend, the signature hole,
13th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which of course everyone knows famously is right next to the halfway hut. Makes sense. Stick it on 13. Sure, why not?
Yep. Yeah. But probably isn't if you do the members.
That's
routing.
true when you do the normal route.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Different routing. Different routing on those courses.
Cool.
Every hole on the peninsula at Neffin is like that hole.
What?
Yep.
This peninsula. I feel like I need to get myself over to this peninsula, man. That sounds incredible. How did you play and who won? What sort of format did you do?
Yeah, it was a little bit all over the place because the golfing abilities were vast. I was the captain of one team. Eki, my mate, was the captain of the other team. I think it was a draw, but because he organised the whole thing, he declared himself the winner, which I'm fine with, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think Luke Donald's doing that in September.
Yeah. So it was, it wasn't hugely competitive, and this is why also I think it's quite interesting the Neffin Morocco comparison, because at the end of the 18 on the final day, everyone's doing the thing where they go, well, I got to get in the car really because I've got to get home. So there's something quite nice about the abroad thing, wrapping it up and still having one night to go and celebrate and have dinners and whatever. And really enjoying the.
So
end
will
of
you
it.
do Morocco next year?
So it's so funny. I've literally just left that conversation to do the podcast. I'm really pushing for an abroad trip next year, but the problem is when you do an abroad trip. Granted, I've just had a bit of a discussion with my mates about this. I said I stand by the fact that if you go abroad, it's cheaper, and they've all had my pants down and said that's not true, and I don't think it is true. However, I think the better sentiment, the statement is it's better value if you go abroad.
The get a better course, the food's cheaper, the drink's cheaper.
Food's cheaper, drinks are cheaper. It's all sort of taken care of. I'm pushing to do like a La Cala in Spain or a Portugal thing. But the problem is that inevitably ends up being 700 with flights or something, and it just rules out all the 36 handicaps that only play once.
They're just not. Why would you do that? It's like someone saying to you, "I'm going on my. Do you want to come on your annual fishing trip? It's going to cost you $1,000." You'll just be like, "Well, yeah." I'm not really that into fishing, so no, I probably won't bother.
But I wanted to say, can I just abuse the podcast audience very quickly?
Please don't.
I want to ask a question for everyone that's done Portugal, Spain, lads golf trips. Yeah. Where would you recommend? Stick it in the comments. Where have you had an amazing time? Where have you done a big resort thing with a couple of courses on there, all inclusive, not really left the resort and just had all the admin taken care of? Because I think based on the group we're going with, that's what I think it should be.
Yeah. And you want to straddle the abilities as well. You want to be sitting there with good golfers and bad golfers all combined and having a good time, all being equally challenged. Correct. That's the difficult thing.
So
speaking of which,
Tom, it was your birthday, but we can't. Tom, I will refuse to leave without talking about your birthday golf.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So we had my birthday golf on Sunday at Littlestone Golf Course, which if you've not played it, it's down in Kent. And Tom and I are going to play it. We are going to go and film down there in the autumn. It is just the most gorgeous, gorgeous course. And do you know what? It was a real thrill because I'm a member down there. It was a real thrill to be able to take my mates down there and show them the course and get that moment at the end where people were just going, God, this place is beautiful. It's such a, I mean, I know hidden gem is a term that's thrown around a lot, but it's on the run where there's Princes and Cinque-Ports and, you know, obviously St. George's, huge courses down there. And so as a result, it can sort of get ignored a little bit. And that makes it a hidden gem. People often don't know about it. And let me tell you, it is stunning. And seeing it through fresh eyes, as I did on Sunday, was amazing. And we played 2 4-balls. We put it on Squabbit. If you've not used Squabbit, I talked about this a couple of years ago because I used it for my last birthday golf day. Cannot recommend it enough. SQUABBIT. It's a free app. Some incredible, massive nerd has designed it. And you go on it and you put in your golf day, basically. And then you tell it all your scores. It does live updates of scores so you can see how everyone's doing. It does live Stableford. So cool. It does live teams. Cool. At the end, it did all these stats. So we were sitting in the bar at the end of the game going, who blew up the most, who did the best on the par fours, who scored the most points. There's you must get Squabbit if you have any sort of golf day coming up. SQUABBIT. I cannot, and there's no connection here. We don't know the guys at all. I cannot recommend it enough. My embarrassingly, my son won.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. And, of course.
Well, thank you. And he made a speech, which was, fairly excruciating. But I told him, you've got to make a speech.
Hold on, is it the same son that came to the golf event?
Yeah, exactly right. So you now know how that speech went.
Can only imagine the speech.
when you know his father, as you do, who has verbal diarrhea, imagine that, but with even less to say, but still words filling the room, and
still with the
still going, and all of us are sitting there, and me glazing over, thinking, how do I wrap this up? Anyway, he loved it. He played great. He shot, his handicap's 25. He shot 21 over, so he played a beautiful round of golf. It was really great. Nice. I really, really enjoyed it. And if you are doing any sort of celebratory golf event, then get Scrabbit, get in touch with Littlestone, they're open to bookings, but get a really good club. If you can get a club who are open to having an event along, which is a cut above, let's put it that way, because it's all very well and good going to your local course or whatever, you should definitely do that. But if you can afford to just push the boat out a little bit, it makes it special, Tom. It just made it a bit special.
Yeah, but my point on that would be, were most your golfers at a certain level?
Yeah, so Justin and my brother played, and they're both rubbish. They're off about 40. And
fine.
my brother was pretty chill. He was in the other group. My brother was just picking up. So I was watching his score, and he was like, fine. P, pick up. But my mate Justin got fairly stressed about it. But then he picked up as well, because he was playing with 3 people who were off single figures. But I just kept saying it's stable foot, just pick up. It doesn't matter. And also,
that's the mistake we made. That would be my massive learn. Is we did the whole green jacket thing, and
nice.
I said, I was like, do you know what I really want? I really want a gross strokes across the whole thing.
That's right. Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
And it was good, but it added a lot of admin. I'd rather have a gross Stableford score, if I'm honest.
Why weren't you doing Scrabbit? Because what made it so good? Because we were doing it live, so I could say to Justin, "Oh look, my brother is in the other team. He hasn't put a single score in over the last 3 holes." And then also, what was really helpful, and I'd really recommend this, if you are playing with someone who's like, "I'm too rubbish," we all know it's fine. I don't care. It's your company and hanging out with you. That's all I care about, really.
It doesn't matter.
Of course. Yeah. But what was so helpful is that, he'd get a double bogey, and then we all got pars a couple of times. And I'd say, look, we all got 2 points for that, and you got 2 points as well, because you're off 6 and you've got the handicap. And it helps. And for him to be able to see it in the moment really, really helped.
Yeah. The biggest thing as well is that what that removes is the thing I hate the most, which is it's always me that does it because I'm king of admin. And I take the card out. Everyone gets around the bar, and I'm like, sorry, guys, I'm just going to give me 15 minutes here, because I'm just going to... What's your handicap again? Yeah. Oh, God, it was monotonous. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. An app to do that would be...
None of this exists. I can't believe you didn't use it. All right, look, we've had golfing weekends. Those are really the warm-ups for... those are the majors. Comparatively, there is a minor as well, which is happening, starting today, which is, of course, the Open. We'll talk more about that in a second, but, Tom, we must tell our lovely listeners about some products.
How else do we fund this?
Hello, welcome back. It's Golfers Ruining My Life. We are going to do Email Corner in about 5 minutes' time. And the best email will, of course, get vouchers worth £50 to spend at Golf Bidder. But first, 6:35 this morning, Padraig Harrington hit the first ball at the Open, I believe the 153rd Open. 156 people out there attempting to win the greatest prize in golf, I think it's fair to say. Tom, how are you feeling about the 4th and final major of the year?
I'm filled with melancholy. I'm filled with sadness.
Me too.
I don't like the fact it's coming to an end. It feels but moments since I sat in this chair and went, the Masters is here.
I know.
And little did we know what that would go on to be. So I'm a little bit sad, and it annoys me a little bit that it happens in the middle of the day, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how time zones work. But I love evenings where you can block out like a good 6-7 hours of sitting there and watching it, because I know from tomorrow I'm going to feel like I missed loads of it, and I'm having to like scrabble around and catch up. So there's that. But I'm just really looking forward to it. Portrush is such a great golf course. I've been watching Sky non-stop, so I feel like I've got every bit of insight possible. The first, goodness me, what will Rory do on the first after what he did last time?
Oh my Lord.
Will Shane Lowry perform well? The one I want to push, and a man that did unbelievable at the Genesis Scottish Open, my boy, Marco Penge. Watch this guy, man. He is my guy. He is... I've adored watching this player bubble up from when he won the Challenge Tour the year I was on it, to then DP World Tour stuff, to then watching him comfortably take it down to the final day at the Genesis Scottish Open at Renaissance. He bombs the ball a mile. He is my one to watch.
What I love about Penge is he takes it in his stride. He doesn't look like someone who's fairly new to this scale, this high-end golf. He looks like someone who's meant to be there. I think he's going to be an absolutely huge name. He's already a pretty big name. And I think he's one of those people you can start to say, maybe not quite yet, but you can start to say he's got a major in him. He's got a major in him.
My big question is, has he got the Ryder Cup in him? I would love
that would be
to see
huge
him at the Ryder Cup this year, because also he's in great form. He's playing well. I should know, but I don't know all the ins and outs of how you get picked for the Ryder Cup. I know there's wild cards and captain's picks. So there are ways of getting him in if we think it's worth it. I just think he's a really good player, and you've touched on a really interesting point there, which is seeing him on Sunday. He didn't buckle under the pressure. He was not phased at all. He just went, yeah, of course I'm going head-to-head with Rory.
It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm meant to be here for. He bombs it. He bombs it as far as Rory.
God,
it's unbelievable. Yeah, he's incredible.
He
So Penge's a good one to watch. I mean, it is going to be a really, really good weekend, because you're right, it is on in the day. But that's quite nice, because obviously we're filming on Saturday. More about that in future episodes. But then on Sunday, I've got a clear day, and I'm just going to stick the Open on for the whole day. I think there's one of the greatest pleasures, and it reminds me of first getting into golf, is sticking it on first thing on a Thursday and just having it on in the background if you're working, but just having it as a constant companion throughout those 4 days and just watching the tournament bubble up. It's going to be great. And there's a lot of good players in good form, and the conditions look pretty nice for this weekend as well. It doesn't look like it's going to be blowy or rainy. So that means
I think they are going to get some rain. I think they are going to get a little bit of rain. It's not going to be. Bear in mind the weather we've had in the UK, and I know most of our listeners are in the UK, so you've quite literally experienced it. They're not going to get the 30 degrees baked outness, which is what they had, in the Genesis Scottish Open or whatever.
Yeah,
it is going to be a little wet out there at times, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be blowy. Which then leads you to the question: who does that favour?
I don't know. If it's not blowy, then you can't look much further than Scotty. But do you know what? It's interesting. Ever since Rory won the Masters, it's like the media have looked for, right, who's the next person who should be doing better? And they've all alighted on Tommy Fleetwood, and they've all turned to Fleetwood and gone, you, Tommy, you're the next. You're a massive talent who hasn't yet won a major, and you've come close, and you won on the PGA quite recently. And you're the one we're now going to sort of... Oh, he didn't win on the PGA, of course. He came very close to winning on the PGA. And that was a big, painful scar, which he's going to be bearing. So I wonder if Tommy can live with that pressure, and I would love to see him win.
Well, let's cast our mind back to 2019, Portrush. He came second.
He did.
He
was in the
plays
group
well
with Shane. Yeah.
So he plays really well. He would be used to conditions that are a little bit blowy, a little bit wet. That's not going to affect him. He's probably not a bad shout for.
Yeah. Who's your shout then? Actually. Who's your shout before we go to email corner, which we must do?
So I've, I'm in this like little casual friends betting group, right? And we all sort of pick our 3 picks. I have performed so bad this year in that group, which is ridiculous as a man that does this twice a week.
Yeah.
The rule is quite an interesting ruling in the group is you get double points if you pick a player that's outside the top 50.
Oh, nice. That's good.
At this stage, I'm like, okay, hell for leather. I got to go for it. So all my picks are outside the top 50. So I've only got chat on outsiders. But I've backed Penge, obviously, because he's my boy.
Of course you have.
I've backed Fitzpatrick as well, because he played well there last time and is playing okay at the moment.
Is he outside the top 50, Matt Fitzpatrick? Surely he's in the top 50.
Yes, he is indeed. He's outside the top 50.
Wow.
One I would bet on, what I would back, but I can't because I used him earlier in this group that I'm in.
Such a weird rule.
Such a weird rule. You're going to use him once. John Rahm. Had a lot of good chat about John Rahm. So he's won, and he's so outside the top 50 now. It's wild.
Yeah, of course. Okay, fine. All right, look, we'll have more on the Open, of course, this week. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to drop an episode a day right here on the podcast channel and, of course, over on our YouTube. But first, we need to get down to business. Emails, Tom Green. Email Corner, our favourite email of the week. For whatever reason, will win £50. You can email the show at thetom's@golfersruiningmylife.co.uk. Can I start, Tom?
Yes, I'd love you to start, Bryce.
I'm going to go to Moyo Awalesi, who emailed us. Dear Toms, and the email is entitled Tom Price Spotted in the Wild.
Oh, I know. Okay, how? Yeah, I wonder why you picked this one.
So Moyo said, last Saturday, I couldn't believe my luck when I spotted one of you at the golf course with your dogs. I don't know who was more excited, me when I recognised your voice as you were chatting to your dogs, or you when you realised that a woman listens to the podcast.
You shouldn't joke about that. I am always surprised. And there's more and more of you in that group, by the way. So we did a few years ago make constant jokes that literally no women listen to this podcast. But that is actually not as true as it used to be.
No, it's brilliant. It makes me so happy. A bit of background on me. I started golf last year. I'm 24. I'm now 25. When I was in my teens and early 20s, I had a summer job, bay hosting at Topgolf, and I realised how many fun accessories were involved. Yes.
Yeah,
that is what brings us in, buying rubbish.
People like that. That's why they like cycling, stuff, guff, equipment.
It's Mayo, your timing's perfect. Today I spent £15 on a cup holder for my motor caddy.
Yep. Last week I spent £5 on one of these little devices to clean my golf clubs. It's just guff. It's general guff.
I just don't like having money. I want to make sure it's all spent. This time last year, I bought some clubs off Facebook Marketplace. That's interesting, off Facebook Marketplace. I started hitting 100 balls almost daily at my local driving range. Wow,
nice.
The dream. Then chipping and putting. I started getting regular lessons, then played my first 2 sets of 9 down at Hobbs Cross in Essex in November 2023. I made par on my first ever hole, which was a par 3. I played my full 18 just before Christmas, got fitted for my driver, bought myself 2 Callaway Chev dry bags, one for summer, one for winter. Oh, wow, Mayo, you've gone...
You're so addicted.
Oh, you've gone full in. Next summer, I want to become a member. It really is. Would the Toms recommend joining an academy of a local club first and working my way up to full membership, or just uploading scorecards to England Golf? Which would make me a better golfer? That's from Mayo. Thank you very much for your email. It's a great question. The academy programs, certainly at my local course, they're really, really good, and they get people into the course. You get to know people in the club. You get loads of lessons off the pros. You get access to the pro shop. You get access to the social side, competitions eventually. Yep. So for me, it's got to be academies and join a club.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Do the academy thing. I played with female golfer who'd come through the academy a few weeks ago. It was one of her first rounds, and her golf knowledge was amazing. She knew everything. She had like the knowledge of someone who'd played her whole life. So you're not going to have that intimidation of, I don't really know what I'm doing, because they'll really bring you up slowly through the sport, which is amazing. And also, I think if you come through the academy, membership's often cheaper.
Yeah, it is. And also, if you're ridiculously young, like 25, then membership's often cheaper as well. And it just means that, you know what, it's the basic WhatsAppery of the whole thing. You end up with the WhatsApp number of a bunch of people you know at the course, of maybe the pro who's been helping and coaching you. So you can just WhatsApp stuff, and you're not isolated in this sport. If you're doing the MyEG stuff and you're just doing the England Golf membership, which is brilliant, of course it's brilliant, and for some people that does work. But if you're just doing that, you don't have those connections and that network. So go for it, Mayo. Yeah. Make sure you if you can, do the academy route. So thank you for your email, Mayo, and it was a real pleasure to meet you. And Tom, if you look on that email, you can see the selfies that she took with me at the golf course.
It's amazing.
And you can quite clearly see that I was far more excited that we have an actual female listener.
From one female listener to another, hello, Mandeet. Hi, Tom Squared. I'm writing in as a relatively new member of the Golf is Ruining My Life community. I'm married to a Tom myself. Yes, really. How many Toms are there in golf? There are so many.
6.
And I've recently gone from being a golf wife to a full-blown addict. Yes.
Oh, wow, you've turned. Wow, Manvi. Okay, great.
This is brilliant.
Manny.
It started with the odd trip to the driving range and questions about rules and technique, but now I've my own set of clubs. I'm teeing off with my trusty 5-wood, driver purchase pending, and I just played my first round. I even made a birdie on the 5th hole at Severn course.
7. Just is in the
Why
number.
Is there an R in it?
Because it's a river.
Is that a spelling mistake, or is that how
No.
Why did you put an R in it if you did river? What does the R stand for? River? At Woodsprings in Bristol, which obviously means I'm now expecting my PJ Tour card to arrive any day now. Kidding, sort of. I found your podcast while searching for the #1 golf podcast, so I'll be listening until I figure out which one that is. Don't worry about the #1. #1's are nowhere near as good as this.
They don't need you. We need you.
Thanks for making a genuinely brilliant show that somehow makes me like golf even more. Don't, I will cry. But I really do. Not sure whether to thank you or to blame you, Manny. Oh, Manny, it's a great email. Thank you.
That's a really nice one. Thank you so much. Oh, God, we're running out of time. We always run out of time. Let's do one more, shall we? I'm going to do this one from Colm Corrigan. Okay, I'm doing this one.
Okay, Colm. Hello, Colm.
Collie. What happens is you read the name from the email, then you read the actual email itself, and at the bottom of the email you find their actual name. So it's not
Collie.
Hi, Collie. The Toms. I'm a new listener, and like Martin, who emailed a couple of episodes ago, I too found you guys through Insta. I'm a big fan. Thank you so much. From hearing Martin's email about making golf friends, this was such an important email, and this meant a lot to me. Thank you, Martin, again for this one. While your suggestions are great, you did miss one crucial way of making golf friends, and that is the Golf Society.
Okay. Something I've never been part of, so I don't really know what the ins and outs of that is.
You mean you're not part of society, or golf society.
I've always shunned society. I've always stayed far away from it.
It's a really interesting one because in my head, Collie, the only connection I've got with golf societies is when there's a massive block booking on tee and people go, ugh, it's a society, which I'm sure is incredibly unfair. And I've never... My friend's a member of the Equity Golf Society for Actors, and he absolutely loves it. Golf societies are perfect, continues Collie, for all level of golfers and always have a social element afterwards. Golf societies can be found in pubs, football clubs, rugby clubs, even work. So my advice for Martin would be to join a golf society in his local area, and speaking from experience, he will make golf friends in no time at all. Thank you, Collie. P.S. You should do an episode on how great the golf society is. That's a good P.S. I like that. It's a good idea. Nice
Real nice PS. That is a good idea. You can do that as long as you find your way into it. I remember I went to, when I was doing the marathon, I got speaking to a guy who used to do, I think it was the football at the Guardian, and he was part of like a big writers golfing society that he said was amazing. And you could be a little bit more casual that way, because I think he only played like once a month or something, but he raved about it. So yeah, I've just know something I've never done, but I can understand why you do it.
They're great for socialising, but also they're great value for money. Really good value for money. They don't cost anywhere near as much as full membership, and the green fees that you do pay are much reduced. So yeah, there is, Collie, you're absolutely right. There's a big place for golf societies.
Tom, I need to quickly do a shout out before I forget, so I'm just totally going to go off on a tangent before I forget. Well done to Connor, who's a big listener to this show, and he got a hole in one recently. Connor, you know who you are. You're in the northwest of England. I don't know what course you were on. You play the course that I like in Lytham quite a lot. The Old Links. You play Old Links all the time. Connor, well done on your hole in one. It is incredible stuff.
It's wonderful, wonderful. Listen, we haven't got any more time to go through any more emails, so we'll roll over the emails we've missed for next week. Tom, email of the week. I'd like to give it to Moyo, if you don't mind.
Yes. I think she deserves it.
She bowled up and talked to me. We had a lovely chat, and I was a bit distracted by my dogs and looking after my kids at the golf day. So, Moyo, thank you so much for chatting to me. Thank you so much for your email. I really hope you get into the academy route with being a member, and congratulations, you've won £50 to spend at Golf Bidder. Hooray!
Yay! Maybe we'll do an extended email corner, Tom, next week, and we'll do maybe 45 minutes of just emails, because there's been so many good ones recently, and I feel like we should really read them all if they come in. Me and Tom read them every single time, but they don't always make the show. So maybe next week we'll just do a 45-minute cold, hard email corner.
That's a very, very strong idea. We will be back tomorrow. Gosh, I love saying that. It feels like we're on a radio show. We'll be back tomorrow. Who knows what time? We haven't even talked about the logistics of when we're going to record this thing. But we will be back with some chat about the first day of the Open. It's the Open, guys. It's a glorious weekend of golf. And yes, it does spell the end of the major season with golf. But let's just enjoy this weekend while we have it, shall we?
See you tomorrow.